We're shedding our masks and breaking down walls. Hell, we may even drop our drawers. That's right. We're going Commando with Angela and Dana. Hi, my name is Dana Sardano, and this is Angela DeMarco, and we are going Commando, and we are super excited, long time, because I've been out of pocket for like a week. Okay. I've been out of pocket, but I was on vacation, and this is like the first time like we're actually even seeing each other, having a conversation in a week. So Going Commando is a little show, right back on track. Going Commando is a little show that we put together because we understand the importance of authenticity. Oh my God, I can't do this. How are you?
Oh my God. You guys know what Commando's all about, right?
Blah, 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 Commando, we're here.
Commando, yeah, authenticity. Yeah, no, Dan and I have not virtually physically seen each other or talked on the phone in a freaking week.
I know. I didn't realize how codependent I was and how super. Yeah. Even you said like when you weren't getting mine and Chris's texts a few days ago, you were like, I had to question my attachment to these relationships. So we're here. We're super giddy, super excited, and thanks for joining us. So
thanks for joining us, peeps. Just dive right in. Tell me all the things I need to know that the good people here can know. But like, tell me,
oh my God,
how awesome your trip was. Tell me everything.
Oh my God. So we'll be here for hours and nobody cares. But I do have a story I have to share. I was just looking at your mug for a second. Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
So, and look, I got a new shirt. So we were waiting online. We were like waiting for the line to open up at this like water ride in Animal Kingdom because this is the pre-story to the story. Because there was like lightning or something, and that there was a shop, and I'm like, it was like 1:00. I was like falling asleep. You know what I mean? I'm now re-addicted to caffeine, and I'm like, I have to go get doppio espresso. So I have to go, and I see the shop, and I walk over, and I walk in to get coffee, and I saw the shirt hanging on the wall, and I'm like, I'm so not impulse guy. Bye, girl. And I'm like, oh, I'll take that. Thank you. I walk back. Rob's like, where's the coffee? I'm like, check out my shirt. Sure.
Wait, did you change? Did you change and like switch
shirts? I just walked out in the bag. He's like, where's your coffee? I'm like, it's right here. Okay. So I got to tell you the story because it's totally Crown Chakra related. Like every time I go to Disney. So for those of you who don't know like where I was and what I was doing, I went away for a week, went to Tennessee for a few days, spent some time in the mountains, did some really, really cool stuff. Went to Dollywood. It was so cool. And then, we communed with nature and blah, blah. And then on the way back, we went to Animal Kingdom for a day, spent the night in Disney and drove back to
in Orlando, Florida.
In Orlando. So drove back from Tennessee, stopped in Orlando and came home. So like the Animal Kingdom was like an afterthought. We're like, let's stop on the way back. It'll be fun. So Animal Kingdom is my favorite of all of them. Big fan of Epcot, but my favorite of all of them because I walk in there and if you've never been, it's just so, oh my God, lush and beautiful. It's Animal Kingdom, whatever. It's nature. So I don't know have you ever been to Pandora on Pandora?
No, because Mo's a Christian and he's too young. He's not going to wait in that crazy ass line.
100%. So the line, I mean, it's a relatively new ride. I mean, relative to the other rides, as maybe it's 10 years old now at this point. And the line is always an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Like if it's an hour long, like that's a gift, right? So look, I was on it in 2021. I had been there before when it was there. And I'm like, I'm not waiting on a 3 hour line for nothing. What I don't know, blah, blah. And I went in 2021. And Angela, you know this. When I got off this ride, something happened to me. People were like, oh, wow. Like they're all talking. I was sobbing for like, oh my God, I get all clenched. I was sobbing for like 10 minutes when I got off this ride. I couldn't even on it. There's something, and I'm going to get out there, Crown Chakra, I'm going to get woo, but there's something. Anything that we see out in the world came from somebody's imagination. Somebody's imagination came from some realm somewhere. We connect with it. We think we produce these ideas. We retrieve these ideas. We even got some intel that James Cameron, he got the images of the Navi in a dream. Sketched them out.
The movie Avatar.
I'm sorry. Yep. I thought, well, we're not. Thank you, my interpreter here. Oh my God. So anyway, so I feel I was so connected. I really, really lost my shit. Like even with the kids, like we're like 10 minutes on, we're on line for another ride, and they're like, why is she still crying? Like that's how severe it was. It was full Kennedy Space Center. That conversation's for another day. Just Angela's witnessed it. I lose my shit. My heart hole is so wide open, and I'm so sensitive sensitive and so connected to like all things because I've really, really purified my vessel in so many ways. Oh my God, I sound like such a dork. I purified my vessel. But I'm like, I'm really, so now we get there. The first thing I'm like, we're going on Pandora because now I'm a believer, right? I'm like, I don't care how long the line is. The line is 2 hours. It's actually an hour and 50 minutes. But it's beautiful because like they build it into the mountain and you walk. So like, I'm like, cool. Like we're like into it. Like we're doing this thing. Bless you. And as we're getting closer, you know, like they start, bless you, they start changing the scenery for you. So like you're walking through the outside cave and then the inside cave, and then you go into the chamber. And the whole idea is you ride that animal that flies in the movie. Right, whatever.
Yeah.
And so they start doing the video screens where they tell you like, I'm supposed to be the avatar and you're going to get in, they're going to hook you into it and you're going to feel its heartbeat. And like they treat it like you're in the movie. So as we're getting closer, they were in a new chamber and then the video screen comes on and they show that the animal and then they scan you and like they do this whole thing. And as they're doing it, it's starting. I'm like, I'm not even on the ride. I'm like, okay. And the kids are like, to Rob, look at her. I'm like, oh my God. So then we go to the next one. So then they show you like so now I'm crying. I'm not even on the ride. So now the doors open and they bring you into the chamber and they give you like the things that you ride and they put you on the thing and they put the glasses on because it's all like 3D stuff, right? They put the glasses on. And they strap you in and you could feel the creature because it's whatever technology breathing. Like you're sitting on it and you're breathing. And all of a sudden it all comes up for me and I can't breathe. And I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I'm like, you don't even know. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm like, and I'm not scared. I've done this. And I'm like, I can't do this. And Yaya is like, Mommy, you've done this before. There's nothing to be scared of. And but they don't understand because they don't know what's going on in all this. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I can't. And I'm like, okay, breathe. The 13-year-old is like, you can do this. And I'm like, no, I can't. I'm like, stop the ride. Like, I didn't even let him get started. I'm like, so you got to get me off this thing. And Rob and the girls, and they come in and they unhook me and they bring me to like a holding cell, like a waiting area thing. Oh my God, bring me to a waiting area thing. And I say to them, I said, do not worry about me. I'm fine. Have fun. And I go and I sat and I sobbed throughout the whole ride. I just sat there and sobbed. And then Rob and the girls, they come off the ride and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, you don't understand. Like I wasn't scared. It was so overwhelmed by emotion. There's some sort of memory in there for me for whatever this thing is that is so intense. I couldn't even ride the ride. I waited 2 fucking hours.
Oh my God.
And I was yeah, go ahead.
So just to for everybody's, because it's like we could just go into our own conversation here and pretend like no one else is listening.
I know. We're recording.
So we had Ruben Langdon on our show. It's a great episode. Check it out. It's back in the archives. But Ruben
episode 51.
Oh yeah, that's right. Area 51. Ruben was a stuntman for Avatar. He worked with James Cameron, and he rode the animal. He did the stunts. He did all of the stuff. And when he got off that ride, he called James and was like, "Oh my God!" He was like, "Yeah." So it was as realistic as the movie, which was, and James Cameron confirmed that he dreamt the idea and the concept of the movie. So this did come from somewhere, and just, I'm all chills for you, dude. Like, just, he even said, he was like, it was like being on set, which was like being in this other world that James Cameron created.
I can't even. Oh my God, it was so windy. I can't even. But even the last time I went and I freaked out after I had ridden the ride, you know, after I pulled the trigger and went through with it, I remember through one of our conversations, because remember, for those of you who are watching, you know, we're connected to some pretty spiritual people, pretty connected people, and we have our own gifts that, you know, we talk about, but we don't like really get too far into. But like, it was my understanding last time that there were remnants of home here. There was a connection to some sort of understanding that I either lived in a world like this that was peace and love and blah, blah, or this world. But either way, it was that kind of connection. So this time, Angela had no idea that it was even about that ride. I was texting her and I was like, dude, you don't even know. like what just happened, like in Disney. I don't even know if she knew I was in Animal Kingdom at the time, because you even texted me back and you mentioned Epcot at one point, and I was like, she don't even know where the fuck I am, but it doesn't matter. So, but I was
didn't get your itinerary in the morning.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, you don't even know like what just happened, and you were like, I'll see if I could like tap in, to my own stuff and see if I can get a sense of it. But I keep getting these feelings of home. And I'm like, you don't even know. It's exactly what it was. Dude, I couldn't do it. And the feeling of, it was like blissful, overwhelming euphoria. It was so strong. I don't know if anybody's ever taken ecstasy back in the 90s. I don't know. I'm just saying, but I heard from a friend.
Not good shit. It's not.
No, just say no.
Bad. So don't do drugs.
But I did hear from a friend of a friend who had stumbled across a pill once and had taken it, that when you first take the pill, you get this overwhelming, and you're just, and you don't even know what to do with all the energy. And then when it settles in, you're like, oh, that's what they're saying. So anyway, that's how it felt.
What they say.
Yep. So, but when I was sitting on this ride, I felt that. So it was this blissful, open-hearted, loving connectedness that afterwards I cried on the next ride. Then we were walking down the whatever, and the people, boom, 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 they're like playing the drums, people are dancing, and and I could feel the joy of the people. And I started to cry. And it was like this thing. Then we're on the line. You're looking at everybody and you're like, oh, this guy sucks. And, why is this guy wearing that? You're judging and you hate people to stand too close. He's hot, whatever. Rob's bitching, something like that. And so I'm standing there and I'm looking at all of these people and I'm understanding, Crown Chakra, we are all here for the same reason. We all love our families. We all want to be happy. We all are here to have joy. We're all uncomfortable. And I'm like, what is happening to me? Dude, something happened to me. Fucking Walt Disney, dude, you get me every time.
My
God.
Jeez. So you weren't like hating on all the people. You were like loving on everybody and appreciating. And like, that's not like you.
Isn't that weird?
You are like the definition of a sussy.
Oh my God.
It's like yours and Rob's love language.
Yeah. He's so much worse than me. But 100%. It was like this weird thing. I'm like looking at my kids and I'm appreciating. It was really,
oh my God.
It was, like I said, it was something. I appreciate letting me go off on it. I can't, but I was thinking about it. It was like, it's very Crown Chakra because I become so aligned and I'm so like free of it, even since 2021, of so much that I was this open vessel to be able to connect with the wonder that is this imaginative creation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's so beautiful. Yeah. And, my nose is running like crazy. And this happens when the they are connected or whatever. So if you guys see me like snotting, wiping my eyes and stuff, it just means that we've got company.
Yeah. And like I said, we don't talk a lot. Angela and I don't talk a lot about like the specifics of our spiritual gifts. Yeah, we'll touch on them when necessary, but Angela has this beautiful gift that she feels we call them whatever.
The them, the they.
They said, but
they're very non-binary.
But when there is assistance, and there's assistance for all of us, whether you feel it or whether you realize it or not, but because Angela's done all this work and her senses are heightened. I talk about this, second episode of Decoding the Woo-Woo, but she is now able to feel them intently, get the messages better, be more in tune with the messages are, decode her own symbols and all of that. So, and recognize, like for me, it's tears. Like when I'm like, there's tears or the chills or whatever, but recognize, oh, my nose is running. They're here.
I know. It's real attractive. I'm like,
exactly.
All right, let's talk to ghosts.
Well, when I started opening up like a Mickey Ficky at the gallery, it was my ears. It was my ears were like burning off my head, and everybody else would have these beautiful, like, I don't know. Do you ever see a chorus line?
Yes.
She's like, I feel the cold, I feel the snow, and she's like, nothing, I'm feeling nothing. They're all like, I see Jesus, and I, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm bringing in the wind, and I'm like, my ears are hot. eventually graduated into, I don't even know what the fuck graduated, but it stopped. We know that much. Okay. Okay. So why are we here today?
Oh my God. Besides the fact that I can't quit you, girl. Oh, geez. I wish I knew how to quit you. Yeah, it was really rough. It was rough because we recorded Commando the Friday before. And so it's been a freaking stretch. And,
yes, a week and a half.
So hi everybody. If you made it this far, going Commando. We are nearing the end of the end of season 6, which has been all about balance. And we have spent this entire season talking about the chakras, which have different ages of resonance. And as they come from the rooter to the tutor, as Dana likes to say. And we have been talking about like what happens like when a chakra is imbalanced and then how we can kind of like rectify it. And we spent 2 episodes per each chakra. It's been fantastic. We've been using Dana's book, Veda Finds Her Crown, as kind of like our guide. And if you're interested to do this work for yourself, you can get Veda Finds Her Crown, the 2nd edition, on Amazon, or go to phenom-publishing.com. It's got a journal in the back, a workbook, tells the story, gives you all the information that we've been doing here, but it's just something you could do like on your own time. And when your system is aligned, when your pipes are clear, when your energy is flowing, freaking magical shit happens. And as Dana's story is evidence, as my snot is evidence, magical stuff happens, and you understand
magic.
You understand the world. You understand the world in a way that you've never seen before. There's a lot of talk right now in the esoteric community about how we're getting very close to the veil. And the veil of what is, what some people are calling the matrix or 3D, like all the stuff that's bogging you down is like people are starting to have like awakenings and not like in this way, but more like when you clear out your stuff.
Not at all.
Definitely not at all. It is not. Oh yeah, it's like a dumpster fire to get to this place. Dana and I were not like skipping through daisies to get here. But when you, and it's all about the inner work, and it may seem like the outer world is outside of you. But when you are able to have a clear understanding of your own things, why you tick, how to live the life you want to live, have a focus, find your passion, follow your joy, you literally can change your outer world. It's all about your perception. Your worldview is different. My worldview is different than Dana's worldview, even though we're in each other's world. But she's a reflection of me and I'm a reflection of her, but we're in each other's world, like I've created Dana and she's created me in a way. And when you have like this understanding and this thing of how it all works, you can have anything your heart desires. You can manifest in seconds. You can have whatever it is you want to experience. You can put those experiences in. If you're having difficult experiences, you're choosing those experiences because it's helping you grow. And when you transmute pain and trauma into something like beautiful and purposeful, Jesus Christmas. That's all I gotta say about that. Do it. Do it. Please do the work. The world is so much better when everybody does the fucking work.
I know, because it's exponential when we all do it together. You know what I mean? Angela, you just said, you can manifest in seconds. And I know there's people thinking, I can't, I tried or whatever, but it's like one of those things, like it really is, safety in numbers, or it's in that collective energy. Mm-hmm. So if I have a belief that I could put my arm through that wall without consequence, right? If I believe that, it doesn't matter how hard I believe it, because there's still a collective belief that, no, that's solid. I can't do that. But but Angela one day wakes up and says, you know what? I could put my arm through the wall. And then somebody else wakes up and says, oh, I could put my arm through the wall. And then after a while, when enough of us, when there's that tipping point, we could put the arm through the wall. I'm not sure if I'm understanding this correctly, but like people talk about the 4-minute mile. There was a time that nobody could beat a 4-minute mile. That's like impossible. Who does that? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then one person beat the 4-minute mile. And then after that, oh, I could do that. It's like, give me permission. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could do that. And then people start beating the 4-minute mile. So that's it's actually exactly what we're talking about here. It's like, 20, 30 years ago, anything remotely woo, anything remotely spiritual, or like, you knew like my grandmother, like everybody like knew a psychic, they read the tea leaves, or like when the husbands were watching the game, and now it's like everybody knows somebody that is like, oh yeah, I had that experience, and people are talking about it. And the more people talk about it, the more people expand their gifts. That was the beauty of the gallery. I wasn't running a gallery. I was experiencing a crash course, and look what happens when you put all these people together and they openly share and empower one another, and watch oh my God, I thought my ears were going to burn off my head. I'm telling you, that was my good. That was good. But you know what I mean? Look what happens when all these people come together. It's really something. So if you people, if you have been following along with us and have been doing the work and clearing out the gunk, and then all of a sudden you have this experience that you question, no, there's no way that just happened. I mean, I could tell you stories. I mean, we'll save someday for the snake and the Band-Aid under the table story.
Oh, that's a good story.
But you after a while, you stop questioning it and you go, you know what? Who dies if I believe this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who cares? Like, is my like that part of my brain going, oh, I can't believe that. How do I know that was my grandmother leaving me the blah blah message? How do I know that cardinal was? Who gives a shit? If it made you feel good, believe it. Because when you believe it, you begin to see shit that you have no choice but to believe it.
That was the Wayne Dyer quote. You'll believe it when you see it. No, you'll see
it when you believe it.
Yeah. People think I'll believe it when I see it, but it truly is you'll see it when you believe it.
100%. 100%.
Yes.
So
sorry,
how do you, we'll talk to you later. So how do you have what we're having? I got my questions lined up. You ready to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the main components of the crown chakra, of an open crown chakra, is everything is good essentially, but your sense of presence, your sense of mindfulness, oneness, connection to all things, everything I described about that avatar ride, where I was able, once I was all opened up, I was able to see everybody as an extension of myself, an extension of divinity. And it was really, really beautiful thing. That's your crown chakra. So presence. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. I have one hair. It's driving me nuts. Not anymore. Okay. Am I able to be in the moment without distracting myself? Am I able to enjoy the now without rushing to what's next? Am I able to find peace in the moments? Do I value the time I spend just being?
Oh my God. Yes, most of the time, right? Except for like when I'm cranky ass on my like PMS and I'm like, why is everything irritating me?
Yeah.
But those, it's difficult. It's difficult to be fully present all the time, just because life is irritating and stuff, to attain these states of being on a regular basis is truly, what we're all striving for, but it ain't easy.
No, it's a practice. It's a practice, and, as you're like, when I asked the questions, I was thinking like a compare and contrast of, of myself, of you a year, 2 years ago versus now. You know what I mean? Like for me, I don't just fucking sit in the moment all the time and be like, oh yeah, so all is great here. I have to constantly remind myself, I'm waiting online. Okay. Again, any of these things, Dollywood, Disney, whatever, it's all about lines. And every line I was like, okay, you're here with your family. Like, that's how I stay present. What's good about this? Oh, it's fucking hot. You're here with your family. You're happy. You're able to do this. Like there's your presence. You know what I mean? Being in the moment. I know I sit outside, I try to meditate and I'll like close my eyes for like 10 minutes or I'll do my thing or whatever. And then I'll have a thought and I'm like, immediately grab my phone and I go, oh, let me text. But why? But that's the distractions. The distractions that we distract. And the society is designed to distract us. Oh, we have a debate. Oh, who's senile? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we got bird flu. Oh, what?
Yes.
The only thing that matters is right here, right now. And again, it's not easy, but start there. What do I have right here, right now? My chair's comfortable. Right? It's not too hot in here. I'm a little sweaty, but that's part of the course. Okay.
All right. What else we got?
All right. Mindfulness. Do I take time to think about the decisions that I am making? On the other hand, do I overthink them? Am I mindful of my response to stimuli? Am I reactive and sometimes even regretful of my actions? Of my reactions, actually.
So this is interesting because I had an interaction yesterday, and it was a conversation with my ex, and it was going well, about like things to do. And then there was something that he said, and I was like, well, that's not going to work for me because of the way he said it. And then he was like, what do you mean? And then all of a sudden it got to how I said it wrong, what I did wrong. You know what I mean? Like, why did I say it this way? And I stepped back and I realized, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. We're good. Right. Like there was, but I wasn't allowed to have that, like, that moment of regret, because it was like, it just went on about how I was wrong and how could I say it this way and that way. And then I realized that, like, that was pretty much my whole life, was people telling me how to say stuff. And that was my conditioning. And so I always had regret in the things I said because the reaction I got from people. And that's like kind of like this like that's why maybe I wouldn't say stuff, or I keep it in because I'd be afraid of the reaction. So it's something that I'm actively working on, because I want to speak with integrity and mindfulness, and true to myself, but I still react, and I still have that like that trigger. You know what I mean? So it's definitely not like, it's not awesome, but I realize it. So yay.
Yeah. And it really does, that mindfulness, that ability to not react comes from doing all the work that you've been doing. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good, like, at knowing how to navigate a situation. But I think of a situation I had in a PetSmart not too long ago, and I was like, I was rude to the woman behind the counter, and I had to ask myself later, why was I rude? And again, for time's sake, I went through the whole thing and realized I was working on something here, and I just went a little too far over here, and I had to bring it back into balance. So I was like a little over mindful, I guess. But really, that reaction, people who are fearful of reacting and they say nothing, and then they just they cave into themselves. I mean, that's throat chakra stuff. But the overreaction, because you're not taking the time to think about your decisions. You know what I mean? And the consequences of those decisions. Yes. Okay. Connection. How often do I allow myself to connect with nature? How often do I meditate just to connect with myself and or spirit? Am I able to connect with other sensitivities just by being? How often do I feel peace? How often do I feel freedom?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know you are like all the time. Woohoo.
Dude, it's awesome. Beautiful. It's fucking beautiful, man. It really is.
It really is. For me, I think I'm almost there. You know what I mean? Like I spend my time outside, my garden, my beach, being on the water, and I'm able to realize when my energy needs to like step away and then go do my thing, take care of my little fishy, like little things like that, but yeah, no, it's that I need to, and then when I do, I get like messages and my nose runs, and it's awesome.
Exactly. Something really, really cool happened right before I went and bought my shirt when I was looking for coffee. We were standing, there was this like center area, and it had the monkeys on it, like this big thing, and people are all watching the monkeys. And then there was like a little bush right in front of us, like from here to my computer screen. And under it was a bunny, and it was just sleeping. And it wasn't even in a bush. It was just sleeping on a slab under this. And it was right there. And me, Rob, and the girls, everybody's like, oh, monkeys. And we are like in the moment, like with this bunny. And and even Nala went down and the bunny came over to her. It was like this whole thing. And this is to the point about the next question. Am I able to feel peace and freedom within chaos?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chaos, So the next one is oneness. How often do I feel genuine oneness with the world around me? Am I able to feel peace and freedom within the chaos? Am I able to feel love in my heart regardless of what the circumstances are around me? So kids screaming, shit all over the place.
Yeah,
and we're like,
awesome. Amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. I've got nothing to say to that. Like I definitely have those feelings, but yeah.
Well, it's just about consistency. You know what I mean? Like it's just yeah. And that's a beautiful thing that you have those feelings because you have moments of them, and then they disappear. But you know how to get back to those moments of them. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
know
mean?
what
And
it
then
feels like to achieve it. Yeah, I'd like to be in that state of being.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
You likely did not watch the first presidential debate on Thursday,
Oh,
or did you?
I put it on for 5 minutes because the mentalist didn't work for a minute. So I was like, I'm gonna see
Okay.
what this is about. And then I was like, oh,
Uh,
oh.
Well, it's funny that you said that because I wanted to watch it and I don't again, you and I mean we talk about this openly, like we're not into any of that shit, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm ready to watch shit crash and burn because I know only,
Yeah.
phoenixes come
It
out of the crashing and burn.
raises.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched probably the first hour. I heard it was 2 hours. I fell asleep. But it was a little heartbreaking because you don't want to see somebody suffer. But
Yeah.
here's what was interesting when I was watching it because and the commentary after it because like I wanted to see what the news programs had to say about it. I now can see the agendas. I could see the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand like Trump. I'm like, somebody told Trump to shut the fuck up because at least in the first hour, he
I
was
think he
really well
was
behaved.
I think he felt bad. I think like that was my intention was that Trump felt really bad and he didn't go for the jugular because he was like, oh my God. Like he's a
How could
human
I?
being. People may not
Yeah.
like him, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I saw anyway. I
Yeah.
saw him just
Yeah.
being like, all right, I guess we're
Oh,
here. Like
see,
even at one point he was like, I guess why are we debating here? We've got things to do. Like this is
this is
pointless.
dumb.
That's what
This
I
is dumb.
saw.
Yeah. Well, I thought like in the beginning when he went in there, they were like, listen, just say what you got to say and get the fuck out of there. But anyway, in watching all of it, and that's my point about the one is in this chaos,
Mm.
people who don't have that sense of oneness, that sense of peace, that sense of freedom and grounding, they get all caught up in it emotionally. They're fighting with each other, and they wait all of that craziness. But the reality is, broken record hour, it's just information.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just information. So I was watching this, there's compassion for this person who I'm supposed to hate or love. I don't know. It depends on who
Right.
you're talking to. And there's this understanding for the other one. You had compassion for Trump. We're supposed to hate him too or love him.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention. You know what I mean? And if this one wins, the world's gonna crash and burn. And if this one wins, listen, dude, it's all crash and burning. Let's just fucking accept that,
It
and
doesn't
then
matter.
and rise from the ashes. It doesn't matter. But I'm glad you watched a little bit of it because as human beings, when you put all that aside, and when you do that work on yourself, when you're in this place of mindfulness, connection, oneness, peace, or whatever, you can look at these human beings and be like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it's, cause I turned off the news, like, God, 2021, I think I turned off the news and my life has been so peaceful. I don't know what the frick is going on in the world. Bird
Yeah.
flu. Okay. Only because you sent me that meme that bird flu was even a thing. The bird flu vaccine, someone was throwing out the TV.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was great. That was great. So I don't know what's going on, and that's why I feel a tremendous sense of peace because if I had the passion and the joy to support a candidate and be out there, I would be doing that with all of my heart. If that was my thing, but it's not my passion. My passion right now is doing all of our creativity and getting it out into the world and just focusing on that and being here for you guys when you're all melting down because of the shit going on in the world and whatever. Like we're here to show you you can still live a life of peace as long as you take care of yourself, your inner world, and your microcosm, which is like your family, your immediate people, your immediate circumstances. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. And where you choose to put your energy, when you're focusing on the debate and getting depressed or sad or angry about it, something over here is suffering. Is a child not
Good
being
point.
paying attention to? Is like something's happening, like your energy is going towards something that you cannot control. And it's taking up a percentage of what you could be giving to something else that is really, really important to you. Like we don't pay attention to our health because we're so upset and entrenched in something else. We don't pay attention to our kids or our family members who may need a little extra attention at this point in time. But think about where you're putting your energy because that's, something's, lacking in that. So that's all
Yeah,
I'd say about
really,
that.
really good point. All sorry about
I'll say about that.
All right, let's pick a card between 1 and 3. Let's wrap this baby up.
All right, let's do 1. It's about the oneness.
Oneness. Yeah. Okay, so again, that's moksha. I tap into my inner wisdom. The crystal is the Herkimer diamond, which is it looks like a diamond. I think it's found in Herkimer, New York, but they're
Oh, I went there. I've been there before.
There you go.
Mining.
You went mining there? I'm telling you, the diamond,
like a big sand pit, and you can like go dig around for them.
Those crystals are they're supposed to have some value. So yeah. So all right, good to know.
I don't think I have them anymore, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so the message is eat healthy foods that are natural and wholesome and promote general well-being. All such foods help to bring your energy centers into alignment. Think of fresh vegetables and fruits and nuts and grains and hearty broths, for example. Today, make smart food choices so that your head is clear and you could better connect with the infinite wisdom and guidance, that the universe has to offer. And firsthand, I mean, I was away for a week, no celery juice, none of my purple, diarrhea maker, none of that stuff. And I felt it. It. The clarity that we lack, we have to think about the foods that we eat, and anything processed, I mean, is shit. I'm not saying I don't eat processed foods, because I do, but it's just, it's like putting sugar in your gas can.
Yeah. Well, folks, last week I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes. So I got the pre-diabetes. All I think about is that guy from Cocoon going, "Oh, you got the diabetes." So I'm going to be switching, and I generally do eat well, but I got to go even hardcore more. So just like, I don't put a lot of, I steam my veggies and all that stuff. But so if anybody has any pre-diabetes diet recommendations, I'm totally down for it, because it's reversible and it's all that good stuff. Like, I'm not concerned. If anything, I'm happy it's going to put me into high gear, explain like why I've gained a little weight and all that good stuff. So yeah, whole grains and whole fresh natural food from the earth.
Yeah, man, I'm in it with you too. Like, being in the car, I mean, we drove to Tennessee, 12 hours both ways. I spent a lot of time scrolling, and, it's a good use of my time. And I would send myself recipes. And when I came home, we went to BJ's first thing. We came home Saturday, first thing Sunday morning at the crack, all produce. Nice. And I made the salad. Amazing salad. Made my own dressing. So I'll fill you in on on what I'm doing. And I'm happy to go Whole Foods with you, because we're better for it.
Yeah.
And then we can cry at more things. And I mean, why not?
Totally. All right, guys. So we have now completed all 7 chakras. That's 14 episodes. Definitely go back to the beginning and do this work, because we've gone through some really, really great information from Dana, and just like our experiences working with it. And I've been here to Dana's got like the wisdom and the experience and the education part of it, but I'm here to be like, hey, I'm just like your average Joe. Like, this is how I approached it and my take on it, like what was difficult for me and all those things. So it's been an awesome season. We're going to do a whole wrap up season next week. And then we're going into this really fun, we're going to do like 3 or 4 episodes of interviews. And we're going to do Going Commando style with some of our favorite peeps. And that's going to be really fun. And then we've got a whole season 7 to tell you about.
Yep.
So lots of good things. Things. It's been fun.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to our wrap up next week. And maybe we could talk some magic stuff next week as well. That'd be cool.
Richie.
So thank you for having us. And stay fresh cheese bags.
Stay fresh cheese bags. Get your t-shirt. Bye
now. Stay fresh cheese bags. Thank you. And
thanks, everybody.